Now, as I already said, half the country and 99% of the world breathed a huge sigh of relief that Donald Trump is being removed from office, strongly and powerfully being removed. And plenty of people, understandably, are exhausted from the last 4 years, and they're looking to tune out of politics now for a while. This is not the time to do it. And in fact, this is when the activism can start. We will be talking about the Georgia Senate races. Control of the Senate has not yet been decided. We have two special elections on January 5th that will decide control of the Senate. But this is much bigger than that. Now is when you have to get to work to, number one, undo the disasters of Trump. And number two, more importantly, we have to do stuff. We on the left believe that government should do some things. The right has this structural advantage because one of their ideas is government shouldn't be doing anything. Now, of course, if they need to ban gay marriage, all of a sudden they should be doing something. If they need to ban abortion. But other than when they're hypocrites, their idea is get government out. They win by preventing government from doing anything. Now is when we have to start trying to put points on the board. I've used this analogy before. We've been playing defense while Donald Trump has been president. They've had the ball. We've gotten the ball back by having Joe Biden win. But Biden may not have the Senate, and simply getting Trump out doesn't win. We will be discussing Biden's plans for day one executive orders shortly, and that list has to grow. But the real systemic changes won't come through executive orders. They will come through legislation, tax reform, climate policy, healthcare, education, coronavirus relief. These things will happen through legislation, and without Senate control, it will be really tough, which means, number one, we must be laser focused for the next 2 months on the Senate races. And number two, this is the time to engage. So I'm not underselling Biden's win. It's huge. Removing an incumbent president is really tough. But I want to remind you, Biden's win is the prerequisite to being able to be activists for policy. During the Trump presidency, we were activists for removing Trump to stop the bleeding and preventing him from doing more damage. Now we actually have to be activists for doing the work of getting things done. I was stunned and inspired that we had during our late last week's streams and over the weekend, about 1,000 new members sign up on our website with the coupon code Fresh Start. The idea being, we are now at the start. It's a new start and an important one at that. This is how progress is made. You think to the big progressive eras, the three big eras of progressive change, the progressive era of 1890 to 1920, the New Deal era towards the end of World War II, the civil rights era of the late 50s into the 60s. The presidential elections were merely the beginnings. They were the prerequisites, but the successes depended on voting and voting again and again, and on protests and activism, walkouts and sit-ins, lobbying elected officials, getting the right people on the Supreme Court. Sometimes activism requires pushing cases through courts higher and higher through the appeals process. And right now, we certainly don't have the Supreme Court. So the point is, we're tired. The last 4 years have been exhausting. We have 2 months now with a really simple focus. Get the 2 Senate seats in Georgia. We'll then have a sort of 2-week break. And then Joe Biden is inaugurated and the real work starts. I hope you'll be with me for it. Let me know on Twitter at @Pakman what you believe the focus should be.